You've probably seen videos upon videos claiming that Candace Owens apologized to Minister Farrakhan. But is any of it real? Or is something else happening behind the scenes? Did Candace Owens really apologize to Farrakhan? It's a headline nobody expected, especially when these two powerful voices in the Black community built their reputations on completely opposite beliefs. So, how true is the apology? Or is there a far deeper story hiding behind the surface? One that nobody seems to be discussing? Before we uncover the truth, let's step back for a moment and relive how two of the most debated figures in Black America suddenly found their names tangled together in the same controversial question. You might have noticed how certain personalities dominate political conversations today. And in recent times, few have done this as boldly as Candace Owens. Her conservative viewpoints, her outspoken criticism of progressive ideologies, and her belief that Black Americans are manipulated into feeling like victims, all made her a central figure in the far right. She used her online platforms to encourage the Black community to rethink how much power their votes carry in national politics. Whether you agree or disagree, have you ever seen how fast an opinion spreads online nowadays? Minister Farrakhan, on the other hand, rose to prominence long before social media existed. Back in 1955, his involvement with the Nation of Islam brought him into the spotlight. Through this organization, he found a powerful platform to address what he saw as the major social and economic issues affecting Black communities. But with fame came intense criticism. His statements toward the Jewish community, white Americans, LGBTQ individuals, and even women were widely labeled anti-Semitic, homophobic, sexist, and racist. If you grew up in the 1990s, then you already know how polarizing his reputation was. Still, none of that stopped him. He continued advocating, speaking, and leading. He organized the massive 1995 Million Man March, which drew thousands of Black men together in a show of unity and solidarity. It became a historic moment, one that pushed him further into mainstream political and cultural activism, even though it also drew concern from other groups and the government. So, here we have two figures, both fighting for the Black community, yet standing on opposite sides of almost every major issue. Their worlds should have remained separate, but strangely, at certain moments, their opinions began to overlap. How does something like that even happen? Well, the truth behind it is far more surprising than you'd expect. At the start of her career, Candace Owens never hesitated to oppose Minister Farrakhan. His controversial statements, especially those against the Jewish population, were something she strongly rejected. And considering he was banned from Instagram and Facebook for violating their policies, she had every reason, professionally and publicly, to distance herself from him. But despite the bans, Farrakhan's speeches still spread far and wide. He is known for his powerful oratory, almost poetic in his delivery. His annual Savior's Day addresses, which often run for hours, amplified his claims about Jewish people controlling world governments, mainstream media, and financial institutions. He even used phrases like synagogue of Satan and described Judaism as a gutter religion, one of his most widely condemned remarks. But how does such messaging still find its way through, even in an age where social media platforms crack down harder than ever? Owens first publicly expressed her disagreement with Farrakhan in 2018 during a live TV appearance, where she made it clear she didn't align with his views on Jewish people. At the time, this wasn't surprising. She was working alongside the late Charlie Kirk at Turning Point USA, an organization funded by Jewish donors. So some might argue she simply said what her job required. Or was it deeper than that? Keep watching, because everything took a completely different turn. Her stance began shifting, not because she supported Farrakhan, but because she herself started getting labeled an anti-Semite by the very world she once stood with. How did that happen? Let's go back to the beginning of the unraveling. It started with her comment about Adolf Hitler on her Candace show on YouTube, where she described him as an okay leader whose only flaw was his global ambition. Predictably, backlash erupted. Some sections of Turning Point USA demanded her resignation, and in 2019, she left her role as communications director. But that was only the beginning of the controversy. In 2022, she found herself defending rapper Kanye West after his anti-Semitic tweet, which again triggered outrage, especially within the Jewish community. Surprisingly though, a year before that incident, in 2021, she had joined the Daily Wire, a media outlet co-founded by Ben Shapiro, a Jewish conservative figure. She hosted a weekday commentary show under them and seemed firmly aligned with the platform. However, October 7th marked the moment everything took a dramatic turn. When Hamas attacked Israel and Gaza was invaded, Owens took a strong stance. She criticized Israel's military operations, suggesting the government was committing genocide. She also supported conspiracy theories that powerful Jewish figures were behind horrific acts in Hollywood. This time, Ben Shapiro himself stepped forward, calling her out publicly. Their disagreement exploded online, and after months of back and forth tension, Owens and the Daily Wire finally went their separate ways. As the conflict in Gaza intensified, Owens continued criticizing Israel. She targeted anyone who supported the nation's military actions, earning herself widespread criticism from right-wing politicians, many of whom began calling her an anti-Semite. Yet, she didn't stop. She refused to change her stance. So now the question becomes, does her shift in opinion mean she suddenly aligned with Farrakhan? Did she become his supporter? Or, more intriguingly, did she apologize to him? Because here's the strange part. There is no actual footage, no public statement, no documented apology from Candace Owens to Farrakhan. So why does the internet insist she apologized? Well, this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. During one of her YouTube live streams, someone asked Owens if she would ever interview Farrakhan. Most people expected her to reject the idea immediately, but instead, she surprised everyone. She said she actually didn't know anything about him. She revealed that when she entered politics, she was told to stay far away from him because he was a raging anti-Semite. She admitted she simply believed what she was told. Maybe you felt that too, trusting a narrative without really questioning it. So now we see something new. Owens agreeing with Farrakhan on certain issues, especially regarding Israel. And just like Farrakhan, she's now being labeled an anti-Semite. She went from criticizing him to unintentionally aligning with some of his viewpoints, all without ever apologizing. But her admission raises uncomfortable questions. If she was told not to go near Farrakhan, who told her that? Why was she steered away from him so strongly? Was someone shaping her early political voice? And did Candace Owens actually apologize to Minister Farrakhan? No, she didn't. Not publicly, not privately, not in any direct way. In fact, what many people interpreted as an apology was simply her admitting something much more revealing. She never questioned the narrative she was given. She never took the time to research Farrakhan for herself. And now, she sees how easily a public figure can be shaped, guided, or warned into believing something without ever looking deeper. Owens didn't apologize to Farrakhan, but she did, in a way, apologize to herself without realizing it, for accepting what she was told instead of searching for the truth on her own. And maybe that's why this moment matters, because it isn't really about an apology at all. It's about how powerful voices can be shaped long before they ever speak.